Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a full comparison between these two Dreo heaters. This is the Atom 316 in the spear shape, and then over here in the more rectangular shape we have the Atom 1. I've been using the Atom 1 for about a year now, and this one is fairly new to me, but I've done a lot of research on them and they're actually very similar in most ways, but there's basically one feature, maybe two, that really makes them different. So first of all, they both come with remotes. They do look slightly different. It appears Dreo kind of updated their remote design, but they both function. Technically, I could use this remote for that heater and this remote for that heater and vice versa. We both get nice handles on the back here, and they both weigh about the same, and they're basically the same size, where the Atom 316 is just a hair smaller because of its round shape. So these both have eco modes, a thermostat, 3 normal heating modes, a fan mode, child locks, and even 12-hour timers. They're basically the same in most of those ways. Really the only difference is that the Atom 1 can rotate. So it is a little funny that the spear-shaped one doesn't rotate, but the rectangular one does. But this one can oscillate in 70 degrees, where the other heater is going to be basically stuck in one position. Other than that, these heaters are extremely similar besides their shape. So I went ahead and turned this heater on. I did want to show you guys the experiment, because this heater will turn off on its own if you guys knock it over. But they're doing it without the little button on the bottom. So as soon as it's off to the side, it automatically detected and it already started its countdown to turn off. It does take 30 seconds for both of these to fully power off, and that is because they like to use the fan to cool down the ceramic heating element before you completely power it off. That does help make the heater last a bit longer. So it did just turn off, so it does have that feature. If you guys knock it over, it will auto power off just in case. I will say this heater has a slightly longer cable. We're talking maybe an extra like few inches, but it's just something to mention. And then the Atom 1 does have a dust filter that is removable. As you guys can see, mine needs to be cleaned out, but that is not something that is offered on this one, the Atom 316. So what I'm gonna do here is turn one on at a time at the max setting and see if I can notice any actual difference between the heating modes. So what we're gonna do now is just turn one on at a time at max heat, and then we'll compare if one gets hotter or colder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this one on, and I'm gonna let it go to its max temperature, and then I'm going to do the same with this one after that, and I'm gonna see if I notice any big difference between the two. So we are on heating mode 3, the absolute max, where it's 1500 watts, and from here I could really feel the heat all over. This is a pretty small heater, but it is providing a lot of heat right now. So overall, the actual airflow is pretty good, and I think it is getting plenty warm enough, especially just for like a bathroom or something like that. So I forgot to explain what I'm actually doing here, but I'm just turning on the Dreo Atom 1 to give it that heat test. So while that one's powering off still, I'll give you my opinion there, and honestly, they seem very similar. But the Dreo Atom 1 seemed to have just a little bit more airflow to it. I'm not too sure why that's the case, but it does seem to be able to push the heat out of it faster. But I will say it wasn't a massive difference, it was just a slight difference, and I thought it would be worth bringing up. With that being said, these are both great heaters, and it's all gonna come down to what you guys need. If you guys need a heater that rotates, then this is gonna be a great option. But if you guys just like a simple, smaller heater that looks really nice, then I really like the Atom 316 for that. So anyways, that is it for this full comparison between these two Dreo Atom heaters.